Hey, financial explorers. So, you've probably heard of infinite banking, right? You might have seen ads online, heard a friend talking about it, or maybe even received an unsolicited message promising you could bank on yourself and take control of your finances. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in today's video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about infinite banking or private banking and answer the million-dollar question: is it really a game changer or just another financial fad? By the end of this video, you'll know who can actually benefit from infinite banking, how it works, whether it's just hype, and most importantly, how to get started if you decide it's for you. Stick around, because this is one financial strategy you'll want to understand. Okay, first things first. What the heck is infinite banking? The term infinite banking is a strategy where you use a specially designed whole life insurance policy to act as your own personal bank. You can use the policy's cash value to borrow money for major expenses, investments, or even retirement, without needing a traditional bank or financial institution involved. Imagine you have your own personal ATM machine, but instead of a plastic card, it's all inside a life insurance policy, so you're basically banking on yourself. Sounds cool, right? But does it work, or is it just a fancy way to say, hey, give me your money and I'll loan it back to you later? Let's dive deeper. To understand infinite banking, let's break it down a bit. You start by purchasing a whole life insurance policy. Now, whole life insurance isn't like your standard term life insurance. This one's a bit more involved. It's designed to build cash value over time, which means part of the money you pay for premiums goes toward accumulating cash in the policy. As you pay premiums, your policy starts to grow a cash value which you can borrow against. Now here's where it gets interesting. You borrow from your own cash value, but you don't have to pay it back on a set schedule. And you can use that borrowed money however you want. Investments, big purchases, or even to fund your retirement. It's like having your own piggy bank that grows over time. And instead of cracking it open with a hammer, you simply borrow from it. The big kicker? You can still earn interest on the cash value of your policy, even though you've taken out a loan against it. That's like using the same $1,000 bill to buy a coffee and then earning interest on that $1,000 while it's gone. Pretty sweet, right? Now here's the big question that's probably running through your mind. Is this all just hype, or does it really work? Let's be clear. Infinite banking isn't a scam. It's a legitimate strategy that can work if it's set up and managed correctly. The problem is it's not for everyone, and there are a lot of things to consider before jumping in. But don't worry, I've got you covered. If it were that easy to just bank on yourself and print money from your life insurance, I'd be living in a mansion by now, right? So let's take a closer look at the pros and cons of using infinite banking so you can make an informed decision. Pros: tax-advantaged growth. The cash value in a whole life insurance policy grows tax-deferred, which means you don't pay taxes on the growth until you withdraw it. If you structure it properly, you could also access that cash value tax-free. Control over your money. With infinite banking, you have more control over your money. You don't have to rely on a bank for loans, and you're not subject to approval from a traditional lender. Steady, predictable growth. Whole life policies offer guaranteed growth. So even if the market is tanking, you can rest easy knowing your policy's cash value is steadily growing. Cons. Expensive premiums. Whole life insurance premiums can be hefty, especially in the beginning. You're not just paying for insurance, you're also paying for the cash value accumulation. So if you don't have the cash flow to support it, this strategy might be hard to keep up with. Slow cash value growth in early years. Here's the catch. In the first few years, most of your premium payments go toward insurance costs, leaving very little to build cash value. It takes time, sometimes a decade or more, before you see significant growth in your cash value. Complexity. Setting up infinite banking can be complicated. You need a policy that's specifically designed for this purpose, and that often means working with an experienced agent who knows how to tailor the policy for your needs. So, if you're expecting to instantly pull $100,000 from your policy to buy a yacht in year one, you might want to think again. It's more of a slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. Now that you know how it works and the pros and cons, let's talk about who can actually use infinite banking. Can you do it? First off, this strategy is really best suited for people who have a steady income and are looking for a long-term strategy. If you're just starting out with your finances, it might not be the right fit for you yet. This is more of a wealth-building strategy for those with a little more financial flexibility. You don't need to be a millionaire to get started, but if you've got a solid income, extra cash flow, and a mindset for the long term, you could benefit. So who exactly should consider infinite banking? Here are a few types of people who could benefit from this strategy. High-income earners. If you're making a significant income and looking for ways to build wealth while minimizing taxes, infinite banking can be a solid option. Entrepreneurs and business owners. As a business owner, you may not have the traditional retirement benefits that employees enjoy. Infinite banking can give you a way to build your own bank and save for retirement at the same time. Those with long-term goals. If you're thinking about retirement in 20+ years and want to start building your wealth now, the steady growth of a whole life policy might be a good fit, basically. If you're someone who's serious about building wealth over the long term and you're not looking for quick fixes or overnight success, this might just be your new best friend. All right, so how do you actually get started with infinite banking? Find a knowledgeable agent. First, you need to find an insurance agent who understands how to set up a whole life policy specifically for infinite banking. This is not something you want to just Google and DIY. Trust me, there's a lot of fine print. Set your goals. Have a clear idea of what you want to achieve with infinite banking. Are you building wealth for retirement? Are you looking for a way to finance big purchases without going to the bank? Setting clear goals will help you structure the policy right. Be patient. Remember, this strategy takes time. You're not going to see immediate returns, but if you stick with it and fund your policy regularly, it can pay off in the long run. So is infinite banking a game changer or just another financial fad? Well, it really depends on your goals, your financial situation, and your long-term vision. For some, it's a fantastic strategy for building wealth and taking control of their finances. For others, it might not be the best fit. If you think infinite banking might be the right fit for you, make sure to do your research and talk to a knowledgeable agent who can help you set it up. And as always, start slow and steady. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone you think could benefit from learning about infinite banking. Trust me, you'll be helping your friends and family level up their financial game too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep banking on yourself and building that financial future.